Hi everyone, welcome to the last video in this page from Worlds of Wonder, by Johanna Basford. Let's just get that square in shot. There we go. Now I have decided to use my Pablo pencils for this. I was a bit stuck as to what to use, but I decided in the end that was what I was going to pick. I'm starting with a ruby red. It's a really pretty red colour for one of these larger flowers. Here we go, ruby red. And what I have decided to do, I'm colouring, by the way, more intense layers here and then less as I come out towards the edge of the petal, just like I've been doing for all the page. I decided to do all these three larger ones in slightly different colours, but keeping with this sort of carmine type. I think this is like a pink carmine type colour, which I rather like. So I'm going to be using similar colours to this for all three. You could keep them all the same if you wanted. They do look the same, but I thought it would just be a little bit more interesting to do a slightly different colour, seeing as they're all so similar. Sometimes I think I personally get bored of using the same colour over and over, which is what I'm actually doing on a picture that I've got on my desk next door. So I don't want to do that here as well. I'm actually doing a page from Rita Berman's Lander book, and it has loads of leaves. I made the decision to make all the leaves the same colour, and I'm really liking how it's looking, but it's like, oh, can I do a different colour? Of course I can stop doing leaves, do something else, go back to it, but it's quite a good mundane, repetitive task to do later when I'm editing these videos. Give me something to sort of do. I know I have to keep fiddling around finding different pencils and have my pencil tin even open on my desk because I need a bit of room. So it'll be good. But for now, I'm in the mood for a mix of colours. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more with that page because I've got some plans for it. But it's one of those where, I don't know if you ever do this, you sort of have an idea but you want to get part of it done so you can see whether it's going to work. Yeah. So I need to get that bit done really, rather than doing other bits first. I think maybe it's because I can't visualise very well, so I can't imagine what it's going to look like, so I have to colour it to see. And yeah, that can lead to all sorts of weird and wonderful experiments, but it's fun. And that's where things like colour palettes, colour cue cards, things like that can come in handy if you can't visualise. But you also might just make some discoveries about colours that you never thought would work. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing. I'm actually looking around the page when I'm colouring this, which is probably not a good idea, to see think about background for this, because every item so far, I'm going to use the raspberry red next. Every item so far has got a different colour background. Let's just sharpen it. So we have a black, a dark green, a dusky pink, a greyish, I don't know what colour that is, I think it's a bluey grey. Then we have a mauve, well, very light violet, I suppose it is. We have a turquoise, we have a yellowy gold, and a pink. It's really a different colour. We haven't got a brown. I don't think I want a brown. We haven't got a green. We've got a lot of greens in this set, so maybe a green might be colour. We haven't got a bright blue either. That's another option. So, well, we have got plenty of options that are different to what we've got already. But I think, seeing as they're all different, it wouldn't be right if then I did one that was the same or too similar. I really like this colour. It's very close, isn't it? But it isn't identical, and that's why I'm using it, because it's close. And I wouldn't say this was red either, even though the colour name is red. I would say it was a pink. It doesn't matter. So I hope everyone's doing well. It's a cold again, as you can see. I've got my wrist warmers on. Keeps my hands a bit warmer for colouring in, which is always good. It's meant to be even colder tomorrow, but that'll be fine. I'll cope. And actually the children are going out, both out tomorrow, so they'll find it cold. But I might actually make sure I don't think I've got much ironing to do, but I need to make sure they've got some warm clothes to wear so they don't get cold. Warm tops ironed. I should check with them actually later when we're getting all their things prepared, because it is going to be really cold. But my one son, who never wears a coat, he will wear a little Mac, but he's actually wearing his big coat at the moment because it is that cold. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's below freezing. Maybe, yes, maybe it is big coat weather after all. Now, I am thinking, I'm just going to have a quick look at my swatch chart. I was going to grab a pink, but it's too pink. I'm going to use the rose pink. It's a slightly more orangey pink, I think. It's going to be a bit lighter than these two. The pencil's gone up inside my wrist warmer, which wasn't... You can see this is a little bit lighter. But as I said before, you can do all yours the same colour if you wish. If you're doing, let's see, I don't know if I've done any comparison swatch charts for Pablo's. I can't even remember. I've done so many now. If you're using polychromos, use your carmines, pink carmine, rose carmine, that sort of thing. I'm sure there's some pinks like this in the Prismas, but I can't think. But anyway, I'm sure you can find something. Just use your favourite colour. You can always just do that. Sometimes it's fun to just keep using our favourites. It means that we don't explore different colours, but you know, it should all be about having fun. And so, you know, have fun. Although I do find that with some smaller sets that I'm sort of running out, like my Arteza Premium, I have to start being a bit more careful because I've nearly run, some of the greens are nearly out completely, and green is a colour that I use a lot, so it's a bit tricky, whereas the pinks I barely use some of them, so because there's so many that are similar, so it's a bit, I have to start being a bit more open-minded about my colours and not always do green leaves because I haven't got enough green. So it can help that too, you know. Sometimes I'll look at my pencils and just pick the longest ones, you know, that sort of thing. Bit fun. Okay, now I am going to do the centres of these next. I'm thinking I want quite a nice light yellow. I'm going to use what's called the canary yellow. It's more of a lemon yellow, I think, compared with the canary yellow in the Prismas. And I think it would just work quite nicely. It's not too dark. I am layering it up because it is quite pale. There we go. Now we have, let's see, we've got these little buds, and then we've got, actually all our other flowers are the same. I'm thinking I'd quite like to do them in blue. Now, I'm looking at the turquoisey colours, but they aren't going to go with those pinks. So I think we need a more grey type blue. So let's turn to our blues. I'm thinking there's a bluish grey I'm going to grab first. If I can find it. I think that's it. Yeah. Bluish grey. Oops. and I'm going to use it on some of them and then use a different colour on some of them. Because we've mixed the colours up on our larger flowers, I feel like I need to do that on the smaller ones as well. So I'm going to do this one here. And of course, if you have used the same colour for your larger flowers, you could use the same colour for your little ones. Totally up to you. So again, I'm just making them a little darker near the middle, a little lighter towards the tip. I'm not going to do one down here. I think I'm going to do 3 different colours like I did for the other. If I can find 3 similar blues. I think I can. This is a 120 set, so there's a good choice, which is nice. Spoiled, given this set. Very lucky. I think these are leaves, not petals, so I'm just going to do the leaves. We'll find a green that works later. The only problem I have with these is the greens. There's a lot of olive greens, which I absolutely love. I'm just going to pick my next colour. I think blue jeans is a good one. Where are you there? Blue jeans. So there are a lot of the greens are bluey greens. So, and there are olive greens, and there's nothing much in between. But you can add them together. But I think some people are looking for more of a grass green, leaf green, permanent green, that sort of thing. So, you know, it depends what you want. Now, we've got those buds. I'm thinking I want to stick with one of the blues for those. This is really quite milky, this colour. Just trying to make sure I'm not colouring a leaf. I think that's a leaf. I think the best way to judge is that the petals would come into contact with the flower centre and the leaves wouldn't necessarily, So I'm thinking these are leaves. I think I'm right. May not be. Okay, and I think I want the pastel blue as my other blue. I'm sort of looking to ones that are similar grey blues. Sort of a dusty blue, I guess. That's a pastel blue. So I'm going to do it on these. I actually usually find that buds are darker, but these are going to be in the lighter shade. It doesn't matter, does it? Got this flower. Again, trying to intensify it nearer the centre. It gets more difficult when you've got a lighter colour, but you can still have a go. It's good practice even if you can't see it. If that's a technique you want to practice or need to practice, of course. I'm trying to think of what colour to do the centre of these. I want them a little darker, but not too orangey, I don't think. I think I'll just pick the yellow. There it is. It does look a little bit orangey, but I think if you look at the tip, it isn't as orangey as it looks. So that's the yellow. And we'll just do the centres. Yeah, it's not too much. I was looking for the centre of those. No. There we go. Now I want to do green background and green leaves, so I'm just thinking about how I'm going to do this. We've got a very light green, we've got the yellow green and the spring green, so we have got a selection of lighter greens. I'm going to use the grass green for some leaves to start with, I think. Just trying to find it, and there it is, the grass green. This one's my smallest pencil. It's not that small though, I haven't had these that long. There we go, grass green. And do these on the pink ones. We really only need 2 greens because we've, I think, one for the pink flowers and one for the blue flowers. I think that's how I'm going to do it. And again, trying to make it a little bit darker nearer the flower, and then we've got lots of space here to sort of fade it out a bit, like that. My son was watching videos about sushi. He doesn't even really like it, but he sort of gets convinced it's going to be really nice from the video. But I think he feels that what you can get, say in Japan, is very different to what you would get here, our sort of anglicised version. I'm sure he's very right. So that's interesting. But I'm not a big fan. I don't like the flavour of sushi rice. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem really. But I buy the brown sushi rice, and I don't know whether it's got a different flavour to the white, or whether I needed to add more flavour to it to sort of go over the flavour, hide the flavour. I don't know. Okay, am I going to use the... I want to use the emerald green, I think, for the other leaves. Although it sounds like it's a bluey green, it isn't too much so. Let's give it a quick sharpen. Yeah. So all these little blue ones have this colour. And then we can start thinking about the background. So as I say, I've got a few ideas, but I'm just trying to figure out whether it's going to work with these greens. See, I might do a lighter green background, because as I was saying, we haven't got a green background yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's just picking the right one. There's this sort of yellow green, light green, spring green. They're quite yellowy. I think it'll work. But I might just grab my swatch chart and see. I just thought I'd done it wrong then, but I haven't. Well, it shouldn't be a right and wrong with your own work. There, look, over the edge. It's fine. That was all intentional. Right. I am going to use the yellow green, I think. I'm just going to sharpen it a little bit. It's one of the more intense ones, but I'm going to try and use it gently. It means that I've got the option of building it up if it looks a bit too wishy-washy. I'm going to use it fairly lightly and just see how it looks. I think it's good like this. You don't want the background to overtake the foreground, normally. I mean, sometimes people draw pictures in their background and then obviously they want those to show, they put a lot of effort in. But if you're just doing a plain background like this, all you want it to do is to make the foreground stand out. So you don't want it to be too bright or dark or whatever, just to work nicely. Nearly there. We're going to use some white again, like we have on all the others, to just get it finished. Make it sort of matching with the rest really. I think the particularly the blue flowers will look nice with a bit of white. I have another completed work in progress. I think that will be all of them done, which is rather nice feeling. This is the Jelly Roll 10. I'm going to use it around there on all of these. In fact, I might do the same on these, just around that centre, and see how that looks once they're all done. All the way around. Oh, it's rather nice knowing that this page is almost done, although I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's always a bit sad in some ways to finish a page that you've really enjoyed. On the other hand, it's a nice feeling. I've had this one on the go for so long to know that it's done, and hopefully those of you that have been following along will be happy too that you've completed a page. Well done. Okay, there is that. I'll just take a little photo of that, and then I'm going to make a little bit of space on my desk. There'll be a noise so that I can come out and show you the whole page, because I think it's nice to look, especially if you haven't been colouring along. You might not remember how it all looks. There we go. So we've got a big mix of different bright colours. Last time I did this page in my other version of the book, each square was a different colour. So there was a blue one, a red one, a yellow one. Didn't want to do that this time. I wanted to mix it up a bit more, and I've certainly done that. I still think it would look nice if all the squares matched. So all the flowers were one colour and all the leaves another colour. But, you know, I've done it this way, and it's more interesting to colour this way. So there we go. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you have a really lovely day. Well done if you completed all the colouring. Thank you so much, and happy colouring.